sending an armada there. That is not on itself false. So Sean Spicer is actually right there. But what was the problem with the way the Pentagon handled this, and what is it indicative of, in your opinion?
Well, yeah, and it's a question of timing. And look, on the campaign trail, Donald Trump was known for sort of being loose and saying things and throwing them out there and seeing how they stick. And, we've been talking about since the beginning of his presidency how foreign policy doesn't typically work that way. And so, he's sort of having to adjust his strategy. But at the same time, tough talk is a central part of how he approaches everything from business negotiations to foreign policy. He, sort of puts out a front there that is very aggressive and then perhaps peels it back in negotiations. So it may not be entirely surprising that there could be just a little bit of bluster that may not be entirely backed up by military might. And in fact, there are some who think that his strategy of sort of keeping our, allies and enemies alike on their toes a little bit is a sort of positive thing for foreign policy.
Okay, Tal, so you look at the big picture of the international, sort of the fingers that the U.S. is putting in international waters at this point. We've got the Trump administration taking action in Syria. We've got strong talk about North Korea. And then from Rex Tillerson, we hear about Iran, the Iran nuclear deal specifically, and the president asking a multi-agency review to figure out whether lifting sanctions should be on the table. It just feels like there are a lot of regimes that the administration is putting its fingers in a lot of regimes at this point, all at once. It almost seems like it's upping the ante, that risk level. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's interesting, Alison. During the campaign trail, Trump was more in the camp of being against regime change as sort of a U.S. policy. And definitely, he's not Rand Paul anti-interventionist, but he certainly was a little bit scaled back from where the Obama administration was trying to influence world affairs. And, since he's taken office, we've definitely seen his administration come quite a bit closer to where the Obama administration was on foreign policy, which includes, there are a lot of very concerning hotspots in the world. And this is an example of how the administration is trying to respond to those. And so certainly we see them trying to influence things, but they're trying to find their way to do it, which is sort of this sometimes good cop, bad cop routine with some of these countries.
They're also trying to find a domestic agenda. Aren't they talk to Dana Bash?
They lying.
Oh, yeah, there's also health care that we're trying to get through and perhaps even getting a vote as early as next